welcome to Flow. I'm Susanna Mihailovic, and I'm so happy to be here with all of you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have people again from all over the world, but this one particularly, we've attracted many, many people from the US and Canada. So welcome if you're from the US and Canada, and welcome to our friends in Europe. I know Birgit is here from Germany, and also from Australia and New Zealand, and wherever you are in the world. Thank you for joining us. We've had quite a few people register for Flow. Some can't be on live, so you will get the recording at some point today. And I'm so excited about being here with you all. So just a little tiny bit of housekeeping before we start. This is a webinar. I probably won't have a lot of slides. I definitely won't have any today. I don't like hiding behind slides, but I might bring some in session 2 and session 3. So we will go live today. Tomorrow, you will be having some time on your own to do some exercises that I'll be giving you, practicing Flow, and then we come back Thursday and Friday. So if you are in America or Canada or the Northern Hemisphere, that is Wednesday and Thursday for you, because it's Monday evening over there, I believe. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so this is a webinar. You've got two options if you want to interact with each other. If you want to interact with me, send me a message in the Q&A, and nobody will see your comments. I'm the only one that will see your comment, your question, etc. But if you'd love to interact with each other, please use the chat box. Okay, so let's get started. Who's ready to get into the flow? I certainly am. I love this topic. I love talking about flow. And what we'll be doing in the next 4 days, because you're going to be doing some stuff on your own tomorrow, is basically we're going to be focusing on flow from the perspective of achieving your goal. Okay, I know I have many people that follow me predominantly for the spiritual side of things, and I'm going to touch up on that because I don't think you can achieve big quantum leaps without the spiritual side of things. You know, you can achieve them, but you know, if you want to get into ease and flow, you do need to understand energy and what's happening, you know, at that micro energetic level. But this 4 session or 3 session plus tomorrow, where you'll be practicing some stuff at home, is really to help you and guide you in achieving your goal with ease and flow. So many of you have known me for many years. You've been following me. Some of you are very new, so that's very exciting. Welcome to our new people. We are so happy to have you here on board. If you have any questions, please put them in the Q&A. Please send Natalia at Your Two Minds a message on Messenger, or send a message to admin@yourtwominds.com, and she will reply and help you out if you have any questions. We are here to support you. So if you're new, we are a community that supports you. This is not just a free webinar, okay? We are here to help you on your journey, okay? So any questions, you can pop them in the Q&A for me to have a look at, or send Natalia an email or a message through Messenger. So as most of you know, I have spoken to a lot of people, thousands of people. I think from a research study we did in 2019, I had worked with 1,600 people around the world back then. So it's a lot more since then. We're in the 2000s right now. So that's a lot of people that my team and I have been working with in just 5 years. Okay, it's actually less than 5 years, because I really started to work with people about 8 months into my journey. But let's say 5 years. That's a lot of people. And there are some common threads that come up in my conversations with people. One of those is the most common topic that comes up is the M word, money, money. It's amazing. Everybody wants more money. Even my clients that have started with 6 or 7 figures, I've worked with some very, very, very successful people. They want to learn how to break through. They want to learn how to have more, okay? And of course, those that are just starting out, they want to learn how to have more. So that's the most common thing that I hear, okay? But we're not talking about money in this webinar, in these classes that we're going to go through together. You can apply these principles absolutely 100% to align yourself with the money that you want. But that's not our major theme. It's not our major topic for this session, or these 3 sessions that we have. The next thing that I hear the most is, oh, Susanna, you know, I know that I can do it, but I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated. You know, why is it me? Why can't I do it? Why can't I break through? I know I have the intelligence. Why can't I break through? Or another version of that is, Susanna, I can manifest the small things, you know, the green lights and the parking spots. That's so common that I hear that. But I have difficulty, you know, manifesting the $100,000. I have difficulty manifesting my dream home. Okay, so that's the second most common. And that is where flow comes in. Okay, now I believe every hugely successful person has at some stage of their career, of their journey to success, connected with flow, whether they knew it or not. Okay, so and I certainly believe it's a deep inner knowing. I know that flow is our natural state. It is your natural state. Okay. The problem is, however, that we are so conditioned to think that we have to struggle. We are so conditioned to think, in order of us to be worthy of having success, whatever that means for you, whether it is to have your 100,000, to have your successful business, to have your loving relationship, okay, we are conditioned to focus on, we are conditioned to somehow think that we are worthy if we work hard, if we struggle. We're also conditioned to think from our limits, okay, and to think from lack, right? It's just the way, you know, society has lived. And you look at society, you look at adults today, and most of them are miserable. Most of them are struggling. Okay, there's mental health issues, there's, you know, there's drug and alcohol issues, family breakdown, etc., etc., etc. So our conditioning up until this point, our collective conditioning up until this point has not been working for us, because we are not meant to be dysfunctional. You have everything inside you to not only lead a functional life, but to lead a magical life. In fact, that's what you're here to do. So I'm going to cover the basics today, just the basics, okay? We're going to go away tomorrow. You're going to do a little bit of work on your own. If you feel like teaming up with people, you can start chatting and getting to know each other, and maybe you can team up and do the work together if that feels right for you. And then we're going to come back on Thursday and Friday, and we're going to go even deeper. How's that? Okay, because if we don't cover the basics, then we're not going to be able to go deep. We need to understand the basics. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Why are you here? Why are you here? And if you'd love to interact with me, please do. If you don't feel like interacting and you just want to close your eyes and absorb and just, receive the energy of these sessions, that's okay too. Whatever you feel like doing. But let me ask you, why are you here? And what is it that you would love to get out of this session? What is it that you would love? So there's a reason why every single one of you has signed up to do this. Everyone's busy, right? You know, not many people want to take out an hour out of their day to improve themselves, to learn some new information and to apply it, because it's one thing to learn it, right? But if you're not applying this, if you're not doing anything about it, then how do you expect things to change? You see, you don't need to be on a live webinar, workshop, a session, whatever you want to call it. I think I've called it all those three things and maybe other names too, just in the 5 minutes that we've had together. Whatever you want to call it, okay? You can get information just by going into the internet, onto YouTube, right? Okay. But what's the point if you are not applying it in your life? What's the point if you are not getting the results that you want? So we need to merge the knowing and the doing. Okay. So what is it that you would love to get from this workshop? If you have a pen and paper and it feels right for you to write it down, write it down. Otherwise, just remember that and set that intention, because as we move along in the next 3 to 4 days, you're going to learn a little bit about the power inside you. Okay. So let me tell you what flow means to me. Okay. And why I was inspired to do this workshop. So I wasn't going to do another workshop in February, but as you all know, my dear, dear, dear friend and incredible mentor and business partner, Bob Proctor, passed away, went into the next dimension just a couple of weeks ago. And I was walking and just thinking about him and thinking about all of the memories we've had and the impact that he's made on my life, etc. And I was just walking down the street and something just came through me and said, Flo, you need to do a workshop on behalf of Bob in loving memory of my incredible mentor and friend, and it's going to be Flo. Okay, so that's how this came about. And that's an example of how flow works. And that's how your life should be working. And as a result of me following that, we've had so many people that have followed me in the past years jump on board to this, to this workshop. But there are so many new people that have also jumped on board too, that are now a part of our community. So that's a live example of what flow is. So what is flow? What is flow? So to me, flow is, as I mentioned, your natural state. And when you start to understand the truth of who you are at the most basic core level, okay, you start to understand the synchronicities and how things can come together with ease. Okay, so I work with people to achieve big goals, goals that they've never, ever achieved before. That's my passion. It's always been my passion. I've always naturally been able to help people break through, even though when I was a child, it was weird. Okay. And I've also believed not only can you break through and have quantum leaps, I know for a fact it can happen with ease and flow. So when you understand the truth of who you are, so not the physical, okay, not the person that you've labeled yourself to be, so you're not your name, you're not your age, you're not even your personality. In fact, your personality has been developed by ideas that you've held on to and that you've adopted about the truth of who you are. Okay, your intelligence level has also been adopted by you, possibly from an experience that you've had, maybe in childhood, that has said to you, or you started to believe after that incident that I'm good at that and I'm not good at this. So, for example, it's called, Bob Proctor calls it the report card syndrome. Okay, so what's the report card syndrome? So you have a child in primary school. Primary school is elementary school for our beautiful American guests. And so you're in elementary school or in primary school, you're a young child, and for some reason, on that day of the test, you had a maths test and you weren't performing at your best. Maybe you didn't get enough sleep the night before. Maybe, you were a little bit worried about something that was happening at home or at school. Maybe you were bullied that day and you had a maths test and you performed poorly on that maths test. And because you performed poorly on that test, your teacher, your parents possibly, maybe, your significant others started to treat you in a certain way. And you also started to believe that you are not good at maths, right? Or you even started to hate, not like, dislike maths. So for the rest of your life, you may have put the assumption in place in your mind that I can't add, I'm not good at finances, I can't go for that certain career because I'm not good at maths. And I'm a great example of that because I studied psychology at university and chose not to continue. So I did counselling with postgrad, but when it came to, I got incredible grades, all of my subjects in psychology, but one of the compulsory subjects was research methods, statistics. Now, I could do it. I was smart enough to do it, but I just got bored and my mind just would block. And I didn't fail. I had an NA because I stopped, right? I just stopped going to those classes, okay? So this is what happens, right? Doesn't mean that you're not intelligent. It doesn't mean that you can't be good at maths. It doesn't mean that you don't have the potential in that career or that path or whatever it is that you want to do, okay? It just means because of a certain situation that you put a definition or a belief, you adopted a belief about yourself because of that situation that really has nothing to do with the truth of who you are or your potential. Okay, so think about that. So maths, being good at maths may or may not be a good example for you. It may be your limits that you've put around your relationships. You may have experienced something in your life that says, you're not good enough. Maybe the way your mother, your father, your brother, sister spoke to you. And as a result, you've got an idea in your mind that you're not loving. Okay? You've got limits around the labels that you put on yourself. So you might think that you're shy. You might think that you talk too much. You might think that, that you're anxious. Okay? So these are all self-imposed limits that keep you in a prison cell. Okay, and the walls of those prisons are your assumptions and your beliefs of who you truly are. Okay, now during the next few days that we have together, I'm going to give you the key. In fact, the key is already in the door of your prison cell. And you've always, and I'm going to help you unlock that key so that those walls in your prison cell of labels, of limitations, of beliefs of who you are, can finally just topple over and you can move into freedom. How does that sound? I'm not getting a lot of yeses here. Yes, Natalia says yes. Let me just have a look. Awesome. Hi, Angie. Knowing is not enough. We must apply. Willing is not enough. We must do 100%. I love Bruce Lee. Absolutely, 100%. All right. So in order for you to understand how to have a quantum leap and connect with your inner flow, connect to ease and flow, we must put those labels of who we thought we were, who we currently think we are, we must put them aside just for at least a moment, if not forever. If you're not comfortable to let them go yet, let's just put them aside, okay? Because you are not your name, you are not your age, you are not your maths test, you are not the beliefs that have been passed on to you from your parents. You are not that lazy kid that your teacher said that you were, okay? You are none of those things. You are not shy. You are not gregarious. You are what you choose to be. And if you choose any label, any description, that's what will keep you where you are, or it will help you excel and get into ease and flow and start to connect with a natural state that is so, so, so powerful that it will astound you. And that natural state is actually within you. You see, the truth about you is that you're not your physical body. Some of you are going to be like, whoa, what have I signed up for? What the hell is she talking about? You see, your physical body is only a small percentage of the truth of who you are. Okay? Most of you is actually energy. There are studies in quantum physics that say that you are 99.99999% energy. And this energy is not just an energy, it is the highest form of intelligence that can ever exist, that exists now and that can ever exist. In fact, you have genius locked up inside you. 100% fact. You have genius locked up inside you. The truth of you is that you have infinite potential inside you. Think about that. The word infinite, it goes on forever and ever and ever and ever. My mind, my brain, my mind can, my body can, my soul can, the energy can understand that, but my brain is still trying to work out infinite. How can something go on forever and ever and ever? Well, that's you. And that's the amount of potential you have inside you. And I can sense some of you saying, oh, Susanna, but you don't know me. You know, I'm a failure. I never get it right. Blah, blah, blah. You know, I just, you know, people just don't like me. It's easy for you to say I had someone say, you know, but Susanna, it's easy for you to say you're confident. And I said, but you didn't see me 6 years ago, right? Okay. So, you know, it is easy for me to say, but I know it. I absolutely know it. I have seen what a change this information makes to my life and every single person that I've come across that absolutely applies it. So you do have 100% infinite potential inside you. The problem is, though, you have never, ever been taught about you. You have never been taught about the enormous power that is locked up inside you and how you can tap into that power. So, how do we do that? And by tapping into that power, even just a little bit, you tap into flow. Flow, to me, basically is that the inside of you, the way you feel, is aligned, and who you are being is aligned with the thing that you want. So the inside of you, the way you feel, and who you are being is absolutely aligned with the thing that you want. Something magical happens when that happens. And there are scientific studies, some psychology studies on it, you know, that are exploring the state of flow. In sports, they call it the zone. So think about your favorite athlete, okay? Maybe your favorite tennis player, okay? Just think of that person, or your favorite football player, or a champion. They might not be your favorite, but a champion, number one in the world, okay? When you think of that person and when you watch them play, They are completely in the zone, completely in the zone. In that present moment of them competing in the game, right? That present moment, they are just in the present moment, and they are completely and utterly being and focused on being the champion and winning. Usually they are very, very relaxed and extremely focused that no matter what's going on around them, they are completely aligned with winning. And that's it, right? They're not worried about the problems they have at home. They're not worried about, about their bank account. They're not worried about, even if they don't have money. Okay, I know some of you thought, yeah, well, that's easy. They've got money. They're not worried about their problems. Okay. And as soon as all they are aligned, completely aligned. So I want you to write that down. Flow equals complete alignment. So all they are completely aligned with is being the champion, is playing the next move. There's nothing else. And as soon as they start to lose a tiny bit of confidence, or, someone's, running, right? They're running and they're getting close to the finishing line and they turn back. What happens? They've lost, right? Because they've lost the state of focus, which means they've lost the state of flow. Okay. When you are in the zone, when you are in flow, naturally synchronicities start to happen. Because energetically, you are aligned inside with your goal, with the thing that you want, and you are feeling it right now. And Albert Einstein, one of our greatest intellects that ever lived on this planet, what did he say? He said that everything is energy, full stop. So you, my friend, are energy. This computer that I'm running these sessions from is energy. Okay, so he said everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. And that's all there is to it. There's nothing else to it, right? Everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. And then he said, basically, we are living in an ocean of motion. Okay, so what that means is, in order for us to experience the physical, so our bodies on the physical, the computer that I'm doing this from, okay, the painting behind me, the flowers, right, the bookshelf, right, the physical. So all the physical is, it's an energy that is vibrating at a different frequency. Okay, so my body is vibrating at a different frequency to your body. My body is vibrating at a different frequency to my book behind me, right? So that's how we get a distinction on the physical. But as Albert Einstein said, everything is energy, and everything is vibrating. That energy is vibrating. So we are living in an ocean of motion. Okay, then he said, right, listen, then he said, there are infinite number of frequencies. So these vibrations, right, they're vibrating at different frequencies. There are an infinite number of frequencies. All you have to do is match one frequency to the frequency of what you want, right? And it must be realized. So this is not me just making something up. This is one of our greatest scientists that ever lived. He said the frequencies are all connected, and all you have to do is match two frequencies together, and it must become true. It is science. That's the law of relativity, okay? Right? So E equals mc squared. Energy turns into matter, okay, at a different vibration. So what has that got to do with flow? What does that got to do with being in the zone? It has everything to do with flow, everything being in the zone. So when that athlete is playing the game and they are completely in the zone, they are completely aligned to the frequency of winning, full stop. There is nothing else to it. And what that frequency does, it does two things, right? So obviously it's matching to the frequency of winning. But what that frequency does, because their mind and their thinking is at the vibration of that frequency, right? It opens up to information that would not be available to it or to that person had they not been on that frequency, because they'd have a closed mind. So in my email, you may have received my first email that was sent out last week. I said, I'm going to start with 3 basic principles. They're very basic. That's not the whole formula for flow. We'll go deeper Thursday, Friday, or Wednesday, Thursday, depending on where in the world that you live. So one is knowing what you want, and we're going to work on that. The other one is having an open mind. So aligning with the thing that you want will automatically open your mind, and having an open mind to new ideas. We are so conditioned to think what's not possible. It's no wonder that you get stuck if you are thinking what's not possible, because you cannot have a higher level of success. You cannot be in flow if you are thinking what is not possible, if you are thinking from limit, if you are thinking from your labels, your self-imposed labels, right? And the third element that I mentioned in my email was expecting abundance. So they go through together. So that athlete that is completely focused, the one that has the most focus, is so aligned with winning that naturally, if they're playing tennis, right, they know exactly the next move because they are aligned. There's a higher intelligence moving through them, higher ideas. Okay, right? They're able to think clearly, and also synchronicities start to happen. Okay. The other person might trip, or, you know, something might happen to that slows the process down. When we experience synchronicities, aren't they so much fun? They are so much fun. They make life so magical, so fun. But they show you that you're aligned with working with the universe. You're aligned with flow. Okay, you are meant to be having synchronicities. Now, be careful when I say that, because what a lot of people do, they have stopped trusting themselves and they put their trust on an external force, right? Oh, I saw, you know, the number 1111, so that means I should go for this. Or I saw number 1111, and that is a sign that I should do this. Yes, maybe it is, because the universe helps us along the way. But always remember that the power is always within you. It's not in the clock. It's not in the sign. The power is within you. So you can choose to tap into that power and exacerbate it and use it and create more flow. Or you could choose to keep it on the external and give your power away to external. Okay, so how do we start creating more flow in our lives? I love flow. I love this topic. The first question is, what do you want? But I'm going to change that word want to what would you love? What would you love to have in your life? So what is the goal? So we have goals for a number of reasons. The main reason is not so much about what we can get, although the getting is fun. We have material goals because having affluence and abundance just helps us have the life that we want, right? There's nothing wrong with wanting more. But having goals are not necessarily about what we can gain. The purpose for a goal is so that you could use more of your infinite potential. You see, without a big, big goal that you have not ever done, that you've never achieved before, you're not going to stretch, you're not going to grow. And therefore, you keep yourself in the same vibration, in the same type of life, and in the same self-imposed limitations. Okay? And that's how people get bored. That's how people get stagnant. That's how people get miserable, yada, 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 right? Okay. That is not going to bring you flow. That is not going to bring you flow. It's just going to keep you where you are at now. So we need something big, something that's going to challenge us, something that makes us nervous and excited at the same time, because that big thing, that big purpose, that goal that you really, really want, but you don't know how, is the thing that is going to stretch us to raise our thinking, to raise our vibration, to become the champion when odds are against us. Don't you love watching an athlete win and they knew that they were going to win even though odds were against them? Well, that athlete is you. That's you. You've got the same power. They've just learnt to hone in on it. And they have those big, big, big goals. Okay? So a goal is something, a goal is there to stretch you and grow you and help you use your potential. What is the thing that you would really, really love? And I'm using the word love purposely at the moment, because when we use the word want, it feels like we are separate from it. It feels like we have to strive to get it, right? Because of our conditioning. But love, what would you love instead? Love is the vibrational flow. Okay? Love is a higher vibration. It does not come from lack. There's no lack in love. Love is your heart's desire. Love is your purpose. So what would you love? What is that big thing that you would love to achieve? What is that big thing that you would really, really love to have? What would that be for you? If you like, please write it down. What would you do if you could do anything? What would that be and how would it feel? Would it be having an extra $100,000 a year? Would it be hitting your first million? Would it be having the most loving relationship in the world? Would it be just having that beautiful home for you and your family? Or achieving big business goals? Often I speak to people and I see the beautiful Alicia is here. Hello, Alicia. It's so good to have you here. So Alicia, I've known Alicia for many, many, many years, and she's known me before business and after. And there's so many people that I meet that want to start out in business, but they know that 96% of businesses fail within the first 5 years, in Australia anyway. It might be different in America and other parts of the world. So they allow this to stop them. Okay, they allow this to stop them. And then those that do want to pursue their business, they say, oh, well, my big goal is I want to hit the 1 million mark, but that's not going to happen immediately. I'm going to set that target for 10 years time. So they're realistic. Okay, they're realistic, right? I'm here. I've only been in business for 5 years. I'm here to show you can have are quantum leaps, many quantum leaps in less than 5 years. And your business can not only just survive, it can thrive. Whether you're starting out from scratch, not knowing anything about business, or whether you've been in business for years and years, you can change it just like that. But the secret to this exercise is not to be focused on facts. Oh, the economy is like this, 96% of businesses fail, maybe I should do this. The secret to this exercise and getting into flow is, do not make your wishes and your dreams and the things that you love, do not base your life on what you call facts, because that will not get you into flow. Flow is magic. Flow is and I could just heard Bob's voice. Bob Proctor used to say to me, Susanna, it's not magic at all. Because I used to say, oh, Bob, I feel like it's magic what's happened in my life. And he's like, Susanna, it's not magic at all. It's your natural state. But I like the word magic. Okay. So the secret is, what would you love? Not what you think you could have, not what the facts say you could have, not what other people have achieved in their life, not what a realistic goal is. I used to work with so many clients when I was in senior management. I didn't directly work with them, but my teams worked with them. And it was always like, set realistic goals. You don't want them to fail. Well, no. They've got infinite potential. Set big goals and teach them how to tap into their potential and teach them how to achieve their goal, and that's how they will thrive. So what is it that you would love? If you could have anything, what would it be for you? What would it be for you if anything was possible? And how much would you love it? Write that thing down, because flow happens for the people who have the audacity to live with their love, to live with the thing that they want, to move into the thing that they want. Okay, back in 2017, when I knew Alicia, I left a 6-figure paying job when I was $500,000 in debt. Now, people didn't know how much debt I was in. I did not dare to tell them, because I did not want my dream to be taken away. Okay. And that was really uncomfortable. I knew people would think I'd be they thought I was crazy, just finishing my job and not knowing, what I was going to do next. But if I told them that I was $500,000 in debt and I jumped to make my love be realized, my passion, my dream, okay, they would have absolutely thought I was nutso. But that's what allowed me to get into flow. I used to love that book, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Many of you have probably read it. When I was in my 20s, I'd read it every single year. I loved it. And I remember the famous quote in there. And it was, the universe conspires to help the person with a dream. And what I realized in the past few years is that, no, that's not right. That's absolutely not right. The universe only conspires to help the person with the dream and the audacity to jump, the audacity to move towards their dream. So what happens? Something magical happens to every single person that is serious about moving into that big thing. Okay, what is it that you would love? I want you to play with that. I want you to really feel it. Some of you already know. I know there's a few of my clients are here. Angie is certainly one of them, and Natalia also, and Olivia's here too. So some of you do know, particularly those of you that have worked with me, know exactly what it is that you want. For those of you that don't know, I encourage you to do something in the next 24 hours, please. So write down a list of everything that you want and connect to the thing that you'll love the most. Okay. If you are a person that is feeling stuck or frustrated or not feeling like you can't move past a certain area in your life, whether that be your finances, your home, your relationship, what I would really love for you to do is write down your current situation as it is, and then on a separate piece of paper, write a description in present tense of what you would love instead. Okay. So that's your homework for the next day. So please spend tonight, tomorrow, really honing in on that. What would I love? What would I love instead? For my clients that are watching, you do this too, even though we've done it, okay? Because it will go deeper and deeper and deeper, okay? So what we're going to do is we need to raise the vibration. So remember, everything is energy, everything is a frequency, okay? And that's all there is to it. Match two frequencies together and it must happen. It must, okay? Right? So what we're doing is we're raising the frequency to align with your love, with the thing that you would love. And that's what's going to open us up to the next step and the next step and the next step. Who's going to do that exercise? Show me in the box. I want to see who's committed. Oh, nobody's going to do the exercise. Hi, Christopher. Welcome. Christopher said he's going to do it. Olivia, of course, my beautiful Olivia is going to do that. I'm doing it. I knew Angie would. Hello, Susanna. Yes, Michelle. Yes. Okay. So some of you have said yes, and some of you have answered in the Q&A. Yes. Sharon. Okay. Good, 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 good. All right. Fantastic. So you are writing a description of your current situation and what you would love instead. Okay. What we're going to do, just to finish off, and you can take this with you. So we're not meeting tomorrow. We are meeting again on Thursday, Friday, which for our beautiful friends in the USA and Canada, it will be Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, same time today, Wednesday, Thursday, because I really want you to get this bit of work done before we move on to the next session. I want you to get the most out of this. I don't want this just to be another information session that you attend and you forget about it. You know, that's great to accumulate information, but you know what? I was doing that for years and years and years. I would purchase every single self-help book and I'd, feel great and, and I'd get excited for 2 weeks and I'd be sharing it with all my friends, but nothing ever happened. Okay. I don't want this to be another self-help book. Okay. I want you to start to implement and start to have some changes. So just for us to finish up for now, okay, we're going to close our eyes and we're just going to do a little bit of a meditation. My clients know that we've done this meditation many times before. So just close your eyes and just make sure your feet are flat on the ground. And you're sitting back in the chair. And you're just relaxed. So just relax your feet, your shins, your calves, your thighs. And relax your torso, your lower torso, your middle torso, your upper torso, your arms, your neck, your head. Just completely relaxed. And just focus on your breath. So you might want to place your awareness on the tip of your nose and just notice your breath as you breathe in and out. And I want you just to bring your awareness to your heart center. So your heart center is the center of your chest. And just ask yourself, what would I love? What would I love for my beautiful life? What would I love for my family? How would I feel if I had that thing already? How would that feel for me? And then I want you to just this energy in your heart, the feeling, just imagine a flow of that energy moving to your head, to the center of your head. And now create an image that represents your success, represents that thing that you'll love to have. Just bring the image to your head. So you've got that beautiful, loving energy moving to your head and nurturing and loving the image in your head. And now imagine a flow of energy from the image in your head to the center of your heart. And just feel the feeling of experiencing the thing that you would love. And allow that love to nurture the image which is in your head. And the image to nurture your heart. So the energy of the image is moving to your heart. And just open your heart to alignment. It is when we are aligned that we allow flow in our lives. Feel the gratitude of having this already, and the gratitude of you being here today and all of us being together. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can open your eyes. And I'd like to thank every single one of you for being with me today. Please, please, please do that little bit of homework that I gave you to do. So you're writing out a clear description of what you would love, okay? And you might want to practice this meditation a few times a day, okay? If you like, I invite you to send admin@yourtwominds.com a description of how you're feeling. You might want to send that a description of the description that you're writing. If you like, you might want to keep it private too. So we absolutely respect that. And if you have any questions, if there's any way that we can support you, please connect with us at admin.com. Bring that piece of homework with you on Thursday, Wednesday for our American friends, and we're going to go deeper. We've just scratched the surface today. We've just done the absolute fundamentals. Thank you, everybody, for being with us today. I look forward to being with you all again on Thursday or Wednesday, wherever you are in the world. And I look forward to getting into a state of flow with you all, which is our natural state. Thank you. Bye-bye.